Silence sometimes speaks volumes, more than words ever could. When two people who once loved each other now stand at opposite ends of silence, a burning question begins to creep in. What if she's also implementing the no-contact rule? It's not just a mind game or a challenge, but perhaps a way for both to confront their tumultuous emotions and unspoken pain. In those moments of silence, you might feel emptiness, even helplessness. But that's precisely the time to face the truth. Is this her way of protecting herself? Or is it a way for both of you to seek answers that words can't provide? And most importantly, are you truly understanding your own feelings during this time? The no-contact rule is not a punishment, but an opportunity. It can be a chance to heal, to revive what's been lost, or to release what's no longer fitting. But if she's also choosing this path, what does it mean? Will it break you down, or will it awaken within you the strength to move on? The answer can only be found when you dare to delve deeper into this journey, not just to find answers, but to understand more about love, about the nature of separation, and how it can lead you to a better future, whether together or alone. Number 1, the freedom that comes from letting go. The moment you let go of the need for her validation is the moment you experience true freedom. The no-contact phase might feel like a challenge, where the silence of both becomes a difficult emotional puzzle to solve. But this isn't a game, nor is it a battle you need to engage in. Instead, it's an opportunity for you to transcend yourself, to let go of the desire for control and focus entirely on the only thing you can truly master: yourself. When both are silent, it's easy to feel like you're in a silent war. You might wonder, does she think about me? Has she forgotten me? Is she happier now? These questions, like a whirlpool, pull you into insecurity and anxiety. But stop and ask yourself, do these thoughts help me in any way? Do they bring any real value to my life? The answer is always no. Worrying about what you can't control doesn't change the outcome, it only drains your energy. Her silence, her choices, they all belong to her own journey. And that's perfectly fine. Remember, she's not your opponent, and silence is not your enemy. Instead of seeing silence as an uncomfortable void, view it as a space for you to grow. This silence is not rejection, but a chance for you to explore, heal, and shape yourself. This is not the time to prove your worth to her, but to affirm your worth to yourself. If you wake up, instead of checking your phone or scrolling through social media to look for any sign from her, you choose to do something for yourself. You go for a walk, start a new exercise routine, or spend time on a passion you once neglected. These actions not only fill your day, but also fill your soul. I know John, a guy who was once immersed in a sense of limbo after a breakup. He constantly checked his phone, hoping for a message, a call, or any sign from her. He tormented himself, wondering what he did wrong. But then John realized that dwelling on the past and waiting for something uncertain only caused him more pain. John decided to change. He started focusing on the things he could control: his work, his health, and his passions. He joined a martial arts class, spent time reading, and started writing a blog to share his experiences. John no longer allowed his mind to be obsessed with thoughts of her. He focused on the present, on improving himself every day. Time passed, and John became more confident and energetic. He met new people, explored new hobbies, and enjoyed his single life to the fullest. He realized that happiness doesn't come from being loved by someone, but from loving and appreciating himself. One day, John happened to run into her again. She was surprised by his positive transformation. But at this point, John no longer felt the same tumultuous emotions as before. He smiled at her and continued on his path. John had won, not by clinging or trying to change someone else, but by changing himself. If she's also choosing no contact, let that be her journey. Remember, silence is not rejection. It's just a way for both of you to explore yourselves. You don't need to change to please her, nor do you need to prove anything. Your growth is not to impress, but to become the best version of yourself. Ask yourself, who do I want to be after this phase? Every day you choose to focus on your self-development is a step towards freedom. It's freedom from anxiety, freedom from the fear of being forgotten, and freedom from dependence on the validation of others. She will be drawn to the person you have become, a confident, peaceful, and steadfast person. And if she doesn't come back, you still win, because you've spent this time growing, maturing, and building your own life. True freedom doesn't come from holding on, but from letting go. Let silence be the foundation for your growth. Let it help you find inner strength and live a life independent of anyone except yourself. That is the true victory. Number 2. If she never contacts you again, what will happen? That's the question that keeps repeating in your mind. What if she never contacts me again? A thought that makes you feel insecure, full of doubt, and can overwhelm you with anxiety. But let me make this clear. You don't have to be paralyzed by that fear. Instead of struggling with what you can't control, shift your focus towards what matters most. You face the possibility that she might never reach out again. It doesn't mean you failed. It's also not a reflection of your worth. Simply put, her role in your story may have ended. And while that can be painful, it also brings liberation. It opens up space for you to move forward and embrace a new chapter where you focus on a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Every time you spend worrying about what she does or doesn't do, you're giving away your own power. That worry doesn't change the situation, nor does it bring you peace. But when you choose to let go, you regain control. You're not just letting go of her. You're letting go of the dependence on external validation to define your worth. If she never contacts you again, it's not the end. Instead, it's an opportunity for you to rediscover yourself and the things that truly bring you happiness. Let her silence be the foundation for you to grow, not a reason for you to sink into despair. Imagine you're sailing across the ocean. In the vastness of the sea, your companion decides to give up, anchor the boat, or return to shore. You can choose to stay with them, drifting aimlessly in the middle of the ocean, or continue the journey alone. Steering a lone boat through storms can be frightening, but every nautical mile you overcome fosters courage and resilience. When you successfully reach the shore, you'll realize that this journey wasn't about proving anything to anyone, but about exploring your own limits and conquering the goals you set for yourself. Similarly, if she doesn't come back, it's not the end. You're building a stronger journey, where happiness doesn't depend on who walks beside you, but how you walk. Remember that her silence doesn't define you. Maybe she's reflecting, seeking clarity, or simply choosing a different path. But all of that is irrelevant to your worth. You don't need to decipher her thoughts or actions. What you need to do is focus on your own journey and goals. By relinquishing the need to try to control or understand her actions, you free yourself from the vortex of negative emotions. You're not living to prove anything to her or anyone else. You're living for yourself. Ask yourself, what's holding me back? Will these negative thoughts lead me anywhere? The answer is always no. Instead, focus on becoming the person you admire. Start with the small things. Take care of your health, pursue your passions, build positive relationships, and love yourself. Life is not about who will stay or leave. It's about how you face uncertainties and continue to grow. You are strong enough to walk on your own. Let silence be the catalyst for growth. You are building a meaningful life, not for anyone, but for yourself. Share your story. Maybe you've overcome similar challenges and learned to grow. Or if you don't know what to say, just say, "Her silence is my strength." Your journey, whether silent or brilliant, is meaningful and deserves to be cherished. Keep moving forward. The best version of you is waiting ahead. Number 3, you are not responsible for her silence. Number 3, empowerment means holding people accountable, and leadership is central. Silence in a relationship can be one of the most hurtful and confusing experiences. You feel like you're standing in a vast emptiness where every attempt to connect goes unanswered. Your mind races, trying to find reasons. What is she thinking? These questions become a vortex, pulling you into feelings of insecurity and disorientation. But you need to understand one profound thing. Her silence is not your responsibility. She may be facing pain, insecurities that you can't see. It could be a hurt that needs time to heal, or internal conflicts that she's not ready to share. Or sometimes, she simply wants space to rediscover herself. This silence is not a judgment against you, but her own personal journey. You can't control it, nor should you feel guilty about it. The hardest thing about facing an ex's silence is the feeling of rejection. But you need to remember that her actions don't define your worth. Maybe she's also feeling lost, unsure how to face you, or not strong enough to confront the complex emotions. Whatever her reasons, you don't have to carry the burden of deciphering or fixing them. Instead of focusing on what she's doing, look inward. Ask yourself, what can I do to take care of and develop myself during this time? This isn't about avoiding your emotions, but about maintaining your self-respect and your spirit. Remember, only when you stand strong can you clearly see what truly fits into your life. In the face of silence, you have an important choice. Let it drag you down or let it lift you up. This is an opportunity to focus on the neglected aspects of yourself. Try setting new goals, whether small or large. It could be improving your health, reading a book that's been gathering dust on the shelf, learning a skill you've been putting off, or simply taking time to listen to your own emotions. Improving yourself is not about impressing her, but about building a better version of yourself. This not only helps you grow, but also becomes a source of inner strength to move forward, whether with her or alone. And if the relationship has a chance to heal, you'll return as a more complete and confident version of yourself. Face the possibility that she may choose to remain silent or leave you forever. This is not easy, but it's not the end. Because during this time you didn't let silence dim your own light. Instead, you used it to build a stronger, more balanced, and fulfilling life. If she doesn't recognize the value you cultivated, it doesn't diminish the meaning of the journey you've taken. The important thing is that you've learned to live with maturity, independence, and inner peace. Her silence doesn't decide your fate, you do. You can let it make you feel like a failure, or you can choose to let it be the motivation that helps you grow. Number 4, no contact, not a game, but an opportunity. In the emotional whirlwind of no contact, many people mistakenly believe it's a battle of wits, a game to see who can stay silent longer, who will be the first to reach out. But the truth is, if you perceive no contact as a competition, you've inadvertently placed control of your emotions in someone else's hands. And that's the biggest failure. Not because you're weak, but because you've forgotten the true purpose of this phase. Try to pause for a moment and ask yourself, what if she's also doing no contact? Would that change your approach? The truth is, it shouldn't. No contact is not about waiting to see what the other person will do next. It's not a chess game where you have to anticipate your opponent's moves. Instead, this is a moment for you to shift your focus from her to yourself, to rebuild your self-worth without needing validation from anyone. If you find yourself caught in the cycle of checking her social media, overthinking her next move, or feeling insecure when she's silent, this is your chance to look inward. Are you truly living for yourself, or are you letting her determine your value? Instead of seeing silence as a void, Consider it an open space for you to explore and grow. Don't let waiting drain your energy. Take this time to reconnect with friends, immerse yourself in forgotten hobbies, or pursue projects you've been putting off. When you focus your attention on these things, you'll gradually realize that your life no longer revolves around whether she texts you or not. Imagine you're building a new version of yourself, strong, independent, and full of passion. This change not only increases your confidence, but also helps you face any outcome in the relationship without feeling a sense of loss. Maybe she's also doing no contact, and maybe she's using this time to reflect and grow just like you. But that has nothing to do with your journey. Her journey belongs to her. You don't need to try to guess what she's thinking or feeling. Your silence is not to prove something to her, but to prove to yourself that you're strong enough to face this. Quietly crying. Be assured that you were not meant to cry. Quietly crying, the growth you achieve during this phase will be the greatest victory. When you focus on self-development, you'll realize that whether she contacts you again or not will no longer be the focus of your life. What's more important is that you've become a better version of yourself, someone who knows how to love and respect themselves, regardless of who's by their side. Take a deep breath, look inward, and ask yourself, what do I really need to be happy? The answer doesn't lie with her, but with you. Let silence be a springboard for you to discover your inner strength rather than a burden that weighs you down. What do you think? Does this perspective change how you view no contact? If this truly resonates with you, remind yourself, I am focusing on myself. Your steps today are not just a personal journey, but can also inspire others on their own paths. Number 5. Stop letting silence affect you. When entering the no-contact phase, it's inevitable to feel overwhelmed. Your mind may be clouded with unanswered questions. Is she thinking about me? Does she miss me? Will she ever reach out? These thoughts are like an emotional storm, swirling around you, pulling you into insecurity and anxiety. But there's a truth you need to know. These thoughts are only powerful if you allow them to be. Have you ever worn a backpack? When you first put it on, you barely feel anything, comfortably strolling around. But if you wear it all day long, from morning till night, you'll feel your shoulders ache, your back sore. The backpack remains the same, not any heavier, but it's the prolonged wearing that exhausts you. Mental burdens work similarly. Negative thoughts, anxieties, fears are like that backpack. The more you carry them, the more they drain your energy and joy. Learn to take off these mental burdens, and you'll find peace and freedom for yourself. It's easy to interpret her silence into tragic scenarios. She's moved on, or she doesn't care about me anymore. But the truth is, silence doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. Maybe she's thinking about you, maybe she's not, but either way, it's beyond your control, so why let it dictate your emotions? Instead of letting negative thoughts control you, shift your focus to what you can control, yourself. Ask yourself, what can I do today to become a better version of myself? The no-contact phase is not a time to wallow in worry, but an opportunity for you to explore and grow. Each step towards personal growth not only makes you feel stronger, but also pulls you out of the vortex of negative emotions. You're gradually moving closer to the best version of yourself. Someone confident, calm, and full of life. When thoughts of her arise, instead of fighting them, acknowledge them. Then, gently shift your attention to something positive and meaningful. For example, feeling disappointed that she hasn't reached out? Go for a run, hit the gym, or try a meditation session. Wondering if she's thinking about you? Write down 3 things you did today to improve your own life. Small actions like these not only help redirect your thoughts, but also build inner peace. They remind you that your worth is not dependent on her or anyone else. When you stop obsessing and start focusing on yourself, something amazing will happen. your confidence and calmness will start to radiate. This is a natural attraction that no one can ignore. If she ever thinks of you, the image she remembers won't be someone drowning in worry, but someone who is growing, strong, and thriving. But the best part is, when you focus on yourself, you'll realize that you've created a meaningful life that doesn't depend on anyone else. Take a deep breath and tell yourself that you don't need to control what she does, but you have complete control over how you react. Instead of letting her silence define you, let it be an opportunity to discover the best version of yourself. Does this thought change how you view the no-contact phase? If so, start today. Let go of what you can't control and invest all your energy in yourself. Remember, you're not only strong enough to get through this, you're strong enough to thrive from it. Number 6, your silence, the language of self-respect and inner strength. When you and she are both silent, it's easy for your mind to get caught in a whirlwind of unanswered questions. Is she forgetting me? Does this mean she doesn't care anymore? These thoughts, like relentless waves, can leave you feeling tired and drained. But pause for a moment and view silence from a different perspective. It's not a judgment, but an opportunity. Your silence and hers is not just a void in communication. It's a form of communication more powerful than words. Through silence, you're not only speaking to her, but also to yourself, saying, I am worthy enough not to beg for attention. Don't let impulsive emotions dictate your decisions. In moments of silence, you might feel the urge to act, write a long message, try to clear up any misunderstandings, or simply check in to see what she's thinking. But ask yourself, will that truly make the situation better, or is it just a way to soothe your own anxiety? Silence is not an invitation for you to fill it with impulsive reactions. It's an opportunity for you to pause, reflect, and determine what's best for yourself. Remember, choosing to remain silent is not about being arrogant or proving a point. It's because you understand your worth and are willing to respect the space of both of you. When you choose silence, you're sending a clear message. I care about you, but I also care about myself. This is not a game of ego or manipulation. It's an affirmation that you're strong enough not to seek validation from others, even from her. If she needs space to reflect, your silence shows that you respect her enough to give her that. If she's waiting for you to reach out first, your silence is also a message that you won't react out of anxiety or fear, but from maturity and calmness. Importantly, silence is not about manipulating emotions or winning. It's about setting boundaries and maintaining inner peace. If she chooses to respond, it will be because she recognizes your value, not because you forced her to. And if she doesn't respond, your silence has made one thing clear: you are strong enough to move on without regrets. Remember, her silence may also carry complex emotions that you can't see. She may need time to heal herself, to understand herself better, or even to confront feelings she's not ready to share. When you are patient and remain silent, you not only demonstrate self-respect, but also show her that you are mature enough not to rush into breaking that space. Silence is not a state of inaction. It's a state of inner action. Use this time to do things that make you happy, learn new things, or simply take care of your mental and physical health. As you grow, your confidence will radiate and become a natural attraction. Ask yourself, will you let silence break you down, or will you turn it into an opportunity for growth? The decision is in your hands. If you resonate with this approach, remind yourself, I choose peace and self-worth over impulsive reactions. And always remember, the maturity you gain from this silence will be the greatest victory in your journey. Number 7. Every day is a step closer to the best version of you. The no-contact phase can feel like a daunting challenge, but look at it from a different perspective. every day you overcome is a victory. This isn't about winning over her or defeating someone in an imaginary game. This is a journey where you prove to yourself that you're strong enough to choose growth and development instead of letting emotions control you. Have you ever resisted the urge to check her social media or send an impulsive message? That's a victory. Did you take time to exercise, work effectively, or be with people who bring you joy? That's another victory. These seemingly small actions are like drops of water gradually filling a jar. And that jar is your inner strength, self-esteem, and peace. Give yourself a moment each day to reflect. Ask yourself, what good did I do for myself today? What challenges did I face? What can I do tomorrow to improve? This is not only a way for you to track your journey, but also an opportunity to recognize positive changes, no matter how small. If today you find yourself tempted to break no contact, stop and take some time to face that emotion. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is it because of loneliness, boredom, or the fear of being forgotten? Identifying and understanding these emotions is the first step to mastering them. The most important thing is not whether you feel anxious or not, but how you choose to react. When you recognize emotions but don't let them dictate your actions, that's a sign of maturity. You're no longer letting impulsiveness decide. You're learning to control and shape your own path. Maturity is not about grand gestures or sudden changes. It comes from the small, steady steps you take each day. Did you read a chapter of a book? A victory. Did you learn a new skill? Another victory. Did you take time to listen to yourself, rest, or take care of your health? That's also a victory. These steps, no matter how small, accumulate over time and create a stronger, more confident, and stable version of you. Every time you choose to prioritize your mental health and happiness, you're building a solid foundation for the future. Every day you commit to this journey, you're not just existing. You're growing. You're building a life where you don't need anyone else's approval because you know your worth. Over time, you'll realize that the person you're becoming is the most precious gift you can give yourself. You're not waiting for someone to fill the void in your life. You're filling that life with effort, self-love, and joy from the things you create yourself. And when you look back, you'll be grateful for these days because they helped you build a fulfilling and independent life. Every day is an opportunity to get closer to the best version of yourself. These steps, however small, are a testament to your patience, determination, and self-love. So celebrate every victory, no matter how small, because they are shaping the strong and proud person you are becoming. You chose this path for yourself, and that is the ultimate victory. Keep moving forward, because the person you'll be tomorrow will thank you for what you're doing today. Number 8. The silent transformations she can't see. During the no-contact phase, a quiet but powerful transformation is taking place within you. It's not a change that everyone can immediately see. She may never even realize it. But that doesn't matter, because this journey is not about impressing anyone. It's a gift you give to yourself. She may also be reflecting, healing, or even moving on. But what you need to remember is this: what she does or doesn't do doesn't affect your growth. Your journey is your own. And the truly important change lies not in others recognizing it, but in you feeling and appreciating your own progress. The efforts you're investing, whether it's physical exercise, mental improvement, or facing difficult emotions, are not for her to see. They are a testament to your self-respect and your commitment to yourself. Each small step you take is gradually shaping a stronger, more confident version of you. Think about what you've achieved during this time. Maybe you've started a new habit, discovered a forgotten passion, or simply learned to face yourself without fear. These changes don't need external validation, because their true value lies in how they change how you feel about yourself. Remember, even if she never sees your transformation, that's okay. The most important thing is that you've gone through this journey and felt that growth. You will see the strength, confidence, and peace you've built, and that's enough to change your entire life. Now, take a moment to reflect. How have you changed during this phase? Perhaps you've started a new habit, learned to cope with pain, or found strength in places you never thought possible. Whether the change is small or large, it is meaningful and deserves to be acknowledged. Ask yourself, what have I done to become a better version of myself? Every step forward, every positive action you've taken, is a victory. And whether those victories are seen by others or not, they are still the foundation for building a more meaningful and happy life. If you've read this far, it means you're on your own journey of growth. Be proud of that. If you want, share your story, the small victories, the big lessons, or anything you feel is worth mentioning. If you don't know where to start, just say, "I am growing in silence." These words are a reminder that your growth, whether silent or radiant, is always worth cherishing. And whether you share it or not, know that you are doing the best thing for yourself. Your journey is magical, and you deserve all the good it brings. When you face silence, remember that it's not an ending, it's a pause, a space for you to listen, reflect, and move forward. Not to wait for someone, but to find yourself again. This journey is not about her. It's about you. You have chosen to walk the path of growth and maturity, a path that is not easy, but full of meaning. Every step you take, every thought you transform, every time you choose yourself over insecurity is a victory. And over time, you'll realize that the growth you achieve during these silent days is the most precious gift. If she doesn't come back, you'll be okay, more than okay. You'll be stronger, more confident, and ready to embrace the wonderful things life has to offer. If she does come back, you'll welcome her from a place of strength, not weakness. But either way, your happiness no longer depends on her, but lies within you. Keep moving forward, build a life you're proud of, a life where you decide your worth. Remember, you are strong enough, worthy enough, and deserving enough, not to be loved by someone else, but to love and respect yourself. Now, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am growing step by step. Be proud of your journey, for it is a testament to the courage and determination you carry within. You're not just living, you're evolving, and that is truly something to cherish.